Namaste children. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the excretion. Now what do you mean by excretion? Excretion means the removal of the toxic substances from the body. And today in this lecture we are going to discuss about the excretory products in the various organisms as well as the human excretory system. So let's discuss. Here I have written the name of some organisms like amoeba, earthworm, and in case of human beings. So in case of amoeba, what are the excretory products? That are carbon dioxide, ammonia, and the excess water. CO2, which is produced during the respiration process in the amoeba, it is removed through diffusion process. And ammonia, which is also known as the nitrogenous waste, and the excess water, that are removed through the contractile vacuoles. Now next is in case of earthworm. In case of earthworm, the skin that is very thin and moist. Okay. So in case of earthworm, what happened? The excretory products that are removed through the nephridial pores. Okay, through the nephridial pores and the long nephridial tubules that are present in the earthworm, and the excretory products that are collected in that, and through the nephridial pores it will be removed from the body. Now next is in case of human beings, two type of the excretory products that are produced. One, that is carbon dioxide, which is produced through respiration process, and it is removed from the body through the exhalation process. Now next is urea. Urea, it is produced in the liver because from the unused proteins. Okay, so these urea that are removed from the body through the formation of urine by the human excretory system. Now what are the various organs that are a part of the human excretory system? Like two kidneys that are present, two ureters that are present, one bag-like structure which is known as urinary bladder, and the urinary bladder and the kidneys that are linked by the ureters, and urethra. Okay, urethra, that is a opening that is present in the urinary bladder. Now what happened? That kidneys that are responsible for the purification of the blood. Now how they are responsible for purifying the blood? That as from the renal artery, what happened? The dirty blood means here that the nitrogenous waste, means the urea that is present in this blood, which has to be removed from the body. So through renal artery, the dirty blood, it will enters both the kidneys, and the kidneys, they consist of nephrons. They consist of millions of nephrons, which are also known as the excretory units. And these nephrons, they are responsible for purifying the blood and for the formation of the urine. So as they purify the blood, then the clean blood, it will travel through renal veins, and through renal veins they will connect with the circulatory system. Now the urine which is formed in these kidneys through ureters, they will come in the urinary bladder, and from the urinary bladder through urethra, it will be removed from the body, means it will come out or get rid from the body. Now next we will discuss about the functioning of the nephron, that how the nephron it functions. This diagram, it is representing the structure of nephron. Nephron, it consists of the Bowman capsule. Nephron, it consists of the Bowman's capsule plus tubule. Now nephron, it is known as the excretory unit. Why? Because it is responsible for the purification of the blood. Now here you can see here that this cup-like structure, it is known as the Bowman's capsule, and one tubule that is linked. From one end it is linked with the Bowman capsule, and the second end of this tubule, it is linked with the urine collecting duct, and this forms the nephron. Now in the Bowman capsule, a tuft of capillaries that are present, and these capillaries that are known as glomerulus. Now what is the function of the glomerulus? That it filters the blood. It filters the dirty blood which enters from the renal artery. So when from the renal artery the dirty blood which is containing the urea and some other useful substances into the glomerulus, then glomerulus it filters the large and the small substances. Means the large substances which are present in the blood, it remains in the glomerulus, and the other substances it will come as a filtrate in the tubule through Bowman capsule. So the dirty blood, it contains some large substances like the blood cells and proteins, large proteins, which after filtration they remain in the glomerulus only, and the small substances which form the filtrate and they enter in the tubules. So what are the small substances? The small substances are glucose, amino acids, urea, water and salts. And out of these substances, the urea, it is the nitrogenous toxic substance which should be removed from the body. Now when these substances means the small substances, they enter in the tubule. Now some substances out of this that are useful also, like the glucose, amino acids, some salt and some water. Either the excess salt and the excess water, it should also be removed from the body. But our body, it requires some amount of salt and some amount of water also. Okay, so how these useful substances, they will come back in the circulation? How? Let's see. So let's see again that when the dirty blood from the renal artery, it enters in the glomerulus, then after filtration what happened? The large substances, they remain in the glomerulus only, and they enter in this blood capillary. And the smaller substances including the glucose, amino acids, urea, water and salt, it enters in the tubule. So when it enters in the tubule, then you can see here that a blood capillary which is connected with the glomerulus, it surrounds this tubule. It surrounds this tubule. Okay. So selective reabsorption of the useful substances will occur. Means the useful substances, if they will be reabsorbed by these blood capillaries which surround the tubule. And now what remains in the tubule? What remains? That is urine. Now what is urine? Urea, excess salt and excess water, which will form urine, and through this it will enter in the urine collecting duct, and from the urine collecting duct it will enter in the ureters, then from the ureters in the urinary bladder, and from the urinary bladder, here it will store for some time, and through urethra it will come out of the body. And here in the blood capillary, the useful substances as well as the large substances that are present, and through renal vein it will come in the circulation again. So this is all about the mechanism, means the working of the nephron, that how it works.